Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our webinar, LHC Reach Out. My name is Josie Gaitan, and I work for Reach Out, a nonprofit organization in the Inland Empire. I would like to, today, this webinar will be in English, and if you need translation, you can call the number on the screen, or that was on your invitation, or I'll just go ahead and give you the number. It's 978-990-5180. And the exit code is 312-6620. And you can hear it in Spanish if you like. Today we'll be talking about, I hope I say this right, Sahaba Initiative aims to develop healthy individuals and families through social services and community efforts, which includes mental health and direct services. Joining us today here will be Arbazz Mohammed, founder, president, and Mohammed Keko, I hope I say it right, is the founder secretary. And welcome, you guys. I'll pass it over to you guys. Go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourselves and your organization.
Cool. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for having us. I wish we were in person so we could meet everyone and really just talk to everyone and really connect. It's always a pleasure connecting with other people within the Inland Empire and within our local communities who are really committed to serving families and serving people. As you all know, we're in a community that's extremely in need. You know, San Bernardino, Riverside, particularly San Bernardino, is an area that we're challenged as a community. We don't have the best economy. We don't have maybe not the best management all the way around the county, and you know we're struggling with poverty and homelessness and all the different issues. But we're also a community that's very connected and very close, and we're always supporting one another. And there's a lot of heart in the community as we're constantly serving. Just a little background about us, because you know we've been around in the community for a while, but it's a large area and we might not have the opportunity to always meet you, and sometimes you guys know us not by our name or anything, but by our locations and where we serve. So our organization is called Sahaba Initiative, and this is actually our 10th year in service. We started as students 10 years ago. Myself and my colleague, we were both students at RCC, and then I went on to Cal State San Bernardino. We were all college students, majority of our team. It really started to serve our low-income community. So we really started off our organization by serving families at Fairmont Park, at different parks, taking out food to the homeless community, to helping low-income families with financial assistance, organizing support groups, drug and alcohol support groups. We started off by doing these small projects within our community. And over time, we've been able to continuously grow. So we started off by doing that really within our mosque. So we're most of us are from the Muslim community, and we were part of the youth group there, and we started doing it within our local community. And we recognized we had a niche because we are a community that speaks several languages. We're connected to the community from Persia, the Iranian community. We're connected to the Middle Eastern community. We're connected to the South Asian community. We're connected to the African American, Latino. We have so many different segments of our community that we are connected to, and we always had some members within each community. So we end up serving a lot of different people, from refugees to indigenous folks within our local community. But as we continuously grew as an organization, we secured a small location on 5th Street in San Bernardino. And some of you might have been there, or have visited or heard about our food pantry that was there for many years, right across the street from the parole office. And for many years, every week we used to serve families with groceries and food assistance. And we've been able to grow organically. Starting off by giving out $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and now we're reaching about $8,000 a month that we're giving in financial assistance and hundreds of bags of food on a weekly basis. And we provide counseling support. And we've been an organization that's really been the bridge between our community and the greater community as sort of that service route. And over the past 2 years, we've been able to grow in our new location. So we're located on Business Center Drive in San Bernardino, on 1887 Business Center Drive, where we now host our food pantry. We have several offices. We also have rented out some of our space to other nonprofits that are doing great work in the community, and we've become a hub for the community. Every Saturday, from 10 o'clock, we have volunteers show up. 12 to 2, we're serving families on a weekly basis. We have counseling through the week. We're providing assistance, and we're really an organization that's here to collaborate with other organizations and do work for the community. We're not a large organization. We're fairly small to mid-sized. We have about 2 staff members, 2 full-time staff members, and then 3 part-time members. So we're an organization that's consistently growing. We do a lot of digital fundraising and organizing from our own community to serve the greater community. We have some grant support, but not too much. But we have a lot of volunteers and people that are really committed to serving the greater community. Our food pantry has grown to be one of the most popular food pantries in the area. If you look at the referral list, we get among the top 5 referrals in the county for our food pantry. And we also have a unique way of running it. And I'll let my colleague Mohammed share a little bit about the food pantry and really some background about it.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you. So to talk about our food pantry, we really kind of need to start from the beginning, as Arbazz mentioned, almost a decade ago now, when the majority of the founders of Sahaba Initiative had ages ending in teen, right? We were all very young teenagers at the time. What we did was we would just go to Fairmount Park, as he mentioned, and we would start barbecuing out there. We'd barbecue, we'd prepare sides, we'd make actual meals and things. And if anybody knows, there's actually sort of a big homeless community in that area. So what we would do is we'd prepare these packages, and then we would just give food out to anybody who came by and asked us for some food, right? And we were doing this consistently for months until we realized that we should probably organize a little bit more. And the thing is, throughout those months, we saw the same faces over and over and over, right? And that's sort of where our mission sort of started, the seed for our mission really started to see. We were wondering, why are these people kind of stuck in this consistent chronic homelessness situation, right? And it really came down to nobody's really addressing the mental health needs of this community and what they're actually needing right now. Instead of just the food that we're giving them, they need some bigger help than that. And that's really where Sahaba Initiative, sort of the actual idea for Sahaba Initiative was incepted, and where we started out and where we grew from. And as he mentioned, we got our first office in 5th Street, I think maybe a year after that point. And when we were in 5th Street, we realized that we can address people's mental issues. We can address their minds, but it's very difficult to sway somebody's mind when their stomach is hungry, right? So that's where the food pantry came in. We went and we renovated one of our offices. So we started off tackling food issues. We go towards mental health issues, and then we go back again towards more food issues, just to sort of match the needs of our community, right? So as I'm saying, we renovated out one of our office spaces into a small food pantry. We got a deal with Feeding America. We became a Feeding America partner. As I'm sure a lot of people on this call who are actual food pantries as well will know, Feeding America is the biggest food bank provider in America. So we get very cheap food from them. It's a very logistic friendly situation. And what we do is we would just pack meals, and then we would start giving out packages of groceries and meals to either families or homeless members in our community, right, depending on what their situation was. And from there, it just kept on growing and growing. And then until I think Arbazz, was it 4 years ago now that we moved into our new office?
We're hitting about the end of the 2nd year.
Oh, 2nd year, okay. Yeah, so end of the 2nd year. So we're almost 3 years now at our new office, where our food pantry has basically got a life of its own. And as you can imagine, in this past year with the pandemic, the majority of the rest of our office functions have gone either virtual or shut down. So the food pantry sort of encroached on everything else. So if you come to our food pantry today, you'll see food boxes literally everywhere. boxes of produce that we're getting from our partners, getting from Feeding America, getting from other organizations, getting ready to distribute, as well as boxes that we'll be sending along to other partners as well. This year we had our single biggest food donation as well, which was valued at roughly $200,000 worth of food. So we had to distribute that. Obviously, we couldn't handle distributing $200,000 worth of food in the short amount of time that was necessary. So we've definitely been growing our partnerships throughout San Bernardino and Riverside with different organizations who can come in and actually receive food that we're giving out to them. Now, our food pantry is consistently growing. We have hundreds of families that come every week. So we're open every week. And in the last few weeks, we've been serving close to 200 families a week, as well as other services through our partners as well, who we give food to directly, like the Children's Cancer Society, another organization also out in Moreno Valley who's dealing with homelessness out there. So we have consistent clients coming to our food pantry and a lot of growth there. And as Arbazz mentioned as well, we have on our team, we're actually blessed enough to have team members who are more technically oriented. So I myself, my background is I'm a data scientist at CBS, and I've been working there for 6 months now. But prior to that, I got my master's in data science, and we have another team member who's a data scientist and also a developer. And one of the aspects that we noticed that was slowing down our food pantry the most in terms of logistics, stopping us from doing our best service, was actually the software that we were using. So we were using different softwares that didn't really translate well to the real world. So it really slowed us down when we were having to intake clients. But of course, this intake process, tracking the food that we distribute, tracking the clients, is very important for the grants that we receive. So it must be done, but at the same time, it was hindering our work, our services, right? So we developed software that actually uses machine learning to predict future visitors to our pantry, while also speeding up and making the process more efficient. This software, for anybody who's looking to actually maybe adopt it for their food pantry as well, it's called Pantry.com. It's Pantri, so with an I instead of a Y there, Pantry.com. We realized that we have the skills necessary to solve our problem in terms of managing our food pantry. And we also realized that we're probably not the only food pantry out there that's faced with these problems when it comes to the software solutions that we're using. So we went ahead and made it public for everybody to use that software. And if you'd like a demo of it, or if you'd like us to show you how it works, how maybe you could help out your pantry, we're more than happy to do that. And we also do offer a free trial of Pantry for anybody who would like to hop on there. But yeah, that's just a little bit of what was going on within our food pantry and how it's sort of evolved to where it is now.
Okay. Well, that's a very good work you guys are doing out there, and I'm very amazed. I'm very happy to hear everything you guys are doing. I had never heard of you guys before, and I'm very excited to get to work with you guys. So do you guys have any other questions that you want to, or anything else you want to tell us? Because we have a couple of questions for you.
I think we'll take the questions.
Okay. Do you have any there, Jesus? Because I have a couple of them.
Not yet, Josie.
So when you guys said you guys do it every Saturday, you guys give out food every Saturday. If we want to volunteer, where do we call, or how do we do that?
So volunteers usually arrive at 10 a.m. And we do have a sign up on the website, but people can also show up and sign up on the day of. And usually, you know, we don't promote our volunteering too much, and you know, we usually have enough walk-ins, so we don't ever exceed the amount that we actually need. So, you know, 10 to 20 people on a week is good enough for us. So if anyone would like to come, just drop on by at 10 a.m. And we'll have everything for you.
Can you give us your address again, please?
Sure. It's 1887 Business Center Drive, Suite 3, San Bernardino, California, 92408.
Just in case somebody's hearing and wants to volunteer. So Do you have, did you guys say you have a community garden, or you just pick up food from a community gardens?
So we did have a community garden at our old location, and we're in the process right now of securing a space to basically start up that garden again. But the location we have right now, there's not a lot of gardening space. So, you know, we're looking at some opportunities there to revive it. But when we did have it at our old location, it was really convenient because, you know, we had tomatoes, vegetables, all sorts of things that we should just pick on a weekly basis and have it fresh for our families.
Working in the community garden was actually a big hit amongst our clients and our volunteers as well. Everybody really liked tending to the garden. It was really tranquil for them. So it's definitely a priority for us, one thing that we want to revive as well.
You guys never worked with Puerto de Valle? They have community gardens, and they have one, I know, in Ontario and one in Jurupa Valley.
No, I don't think so.
That's good to know, though.
Okay.
Can you give me that name one more time, please?
Puerto del Valle.
Puerto del
It's in Ontario. I can give you guys the address. I'll get the address and the phone number. I know they have a big space over in Jurupa Valley, and maybe you guys can work together and start planting there, or use half of the garden. I don't know. It's a big space that they have.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting, actually. Thank you.
And I know they're opening another one close by, here in Jurupa Valley. But I'll get you connected with them.
One of our biggest partners that we tend to have worked with over the years is well, there's two. The biggest ones has been 211 and also ICUC. ICUC has been a strong partner with us, working with a lot of their member orgs. But you know, the community is so big, we haven't explored too much yet.
Okay. Well, I'll connect you with Puerto Valle. They're very, very awesome. They just opened, I think it's going to be 2 years that they opened the community garden here in Jurupa Valley. But and they rent plats out to the community, but they have a bigger space where they do their own planning.
Awesome.
Maybe I'll connect you guys with them to see if you guys can work together and work something out. But it's very awesome. I think one of the other ones that questions that I had was, so if somebody wants to do a food pantry at their site or at their organization, do they connect with you guys, or do you guys partner with them, or how does that work?
Yes, I would suggest they reach out to Mohammed here. I think he can pretty much give them the lowdown on how to start one up, how to organize it, what are some of the tips and the tricks, how to manage it, the whole thing. So, you know, we've been exploring partnership opportunities, but even if they don't want to partner with us directly, we can help provide some assistance and just guiding them on how to start it for themselves.
Okay. And I think one more question was, so if they're giving out, like right now for Christmas, a lot of the organizations are giving out toys for the kids. Do you guys connect with them or partner with them to give out food if they need it?
We have in the past. You know, just this year's been kind of hectic, but a lot of times we do partner with local churches, and especially on Thanksgiving, we used to partner with a few different churches and do turkeys. We did turkeys last couple of weeks, but we haven't been able to do a massive event at a location. But if anyone is interested in partnering, they can reach out to us. We'll try to facilitate that. But a lot of times what ends up happening is that, you know, if they organizations that do need food, they can come to our pantry on Saturday and we'll have some food ready for their clients. But we can work out those details.
But also, do you want to mention this Saturday's event at the park?
Yeah, we do have a giant food giveaway this Saturday. We have two giveaways. We have one at our pantry, but then we have another one at Reed Park in Riverside, where we're doing about 1,500 boxes of food. And people can come at 12 o'clock at Reed Park, and it's going to be a drive-through format.
Okay. I know that they're having, I was asking because I volunteer with Adopt a Family, and they're giving out, they send out applications and then they review them and they choose whoever is more needy, and they usually ask for food. So I don't know what they're doing for food, but I'll tell Jennifer to call you guys and connect to see if they need anything.
That's great. We have a very similar partnership with the Children's Cancer Society. So families who have children who are dealing with cancer and the whole family has that sort of issue, we actually give roughly 100 food packages to those families every week. So yeah, if they ever have need of food, we'll figure out how to get it to them as well.
Okay, I'll talk to her. I know they're having an event where they pass out or they give out to certain families in the community. They have to apply and then they get an interview and then they pick the ones that are more needy. And sometimes the families ask for food. So I will connect Jennifer with you guys.
Sounds good. Thank you.
We haven't had any more questions, Jesus?
I have a few that just came in. So one said, how do you decide who and where the meals are distributed to?
So, I guess we do it at our food pantry. That's our regular. But we do partner with organizations that do serve low-income families. But generally, our clients are low-income families, and we don't make it too stringent. We don't make it stringent really on families to make it difficult on them. We trust their good faith, but I think Mohammed could talk a little bit about the process on how they come into our system.
Yeah, so as Arbazz mentioned, we're not too stringent. We're actually in a pretty blessed position where we have more than enough food and we have enough donations for food primarily to where we're not running out of food presently. So there's no stringent guidelines on which family can receive how much. Essentially just based off of how many people are in your household is what we primarily look at. So if you come to our food pantry, our system is very trimmed down now because we want to reduce contact as much as possible, keep people as safe as possible. So we're really just asking for some identifying information. But in the past, when we do ask for more information, we're just mainly looking at the household size and your particular needs. Once we know that, then we know how much food to give you. And we've never really turned anyone away up to this point with our food pantry.
And we have a really caring sort of process at our food pantry. We, a lot of the community members, they've been with us from 5th Street. They moved on and came to us over here. We have a lot of relationships. So, when families request food, we try to accommodate them. We try to remember who likes what. We try to write down, different things that our families are requiring. So we really have a community feel when it comes to the families that come to our food pantry.
Okay. You have another question, Jesus?
Yeah, so this one's multiple questions. So this one says, who facilitates the NAAA meetings? Do you work with AA? And then are there many NA groups?
Yeah, so we have our case managers trained in facilitating the groups. And pre-pandemic, we used to host it every week. And we worked with the parole department to accept referrals. But the process really for NAA is that once you register as an organization, part of their network, they have a quick guide on facilitating the whole process. So it's not too stringent. It's really about registering in their system and following their guide when you host the support groups.
Okay, one more question that came in. What is the frequency of giving food to the same family?
We give food weekly to the family. So we're technically supplemental. We don't give enough food to completely cover the entire amount that a family will need for a week. But we do supplement enough food. So we'll roughly be giving out 30 pounds of food a week. And the family can come pick up weekly. So yeah, unless there's an emergency case, if you do come to our office during the week, primarily we'll have other services, mental health services, or other financial services going on. And if you do have a food emergency, we will prepare a package for you. But in the norm, it's weekly.
So they could go weekly to pick up a box. Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Any more questions, Jesus?
No.
I have a question. So if one of the organizations wants to have an event like in a park when we start having events, will you guys come to the park, or do they have to organize their own way of giving out the pantry?
We're pretty flexible. You know, we'll try to figure out a format that works for both of us. In the past, we've packaged our own boxes and came to the park, and other times we worked out other things to really facilitate and make it easier for them to pick it up. But you know, if it's a larger event, we can definitely work something out. Ideally, we ask that it's not on Saturdays, because a lot of times, you know, that it's the same time as our pantry, so it's hard to manage both. But you know, definitely other days of the week, you know, we're open to that.
Okay, thank you. So I don't think we have any more questions, Jesus. So I want to thank you guys. It's very, very interesting. I love what you guys do. I love everything you guys are doing. And if there's anything that you guys need from us, Reach Out is here to help in partnership with you guys. I'm very happy to got to know you guys, and to see what you guys are doing is amazing in our communities. So let's keep in touch, and we'll try to help each other and get more connections with more partners out there.
It was definitely a pleasure connecting with you, and we'll definitely remember to reach out if we need to.
Of course. Anytime.
It was a pleasure connecting with everyone else, and hopefully, you know, one of these days we can all meet in person and attend one of your collaborative meetings on the ground.
Definitely
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Definitely. We're all looking forward to meeting you guys in person. So thank you very much again to both of you. You brought a lot of good information for a lot of us. And I want to thank everybody that was out there in the audience listening to us. We don't have another speaker today, so we are going to be finishing a little earlier. And I want to thank everybody for coming and joining us. And we've learned a lot. And thank you very much for all the hard work you guys are doing out there. Thank you. You guys have a great, great afternoon and a great weekend, because it's coming up.
Yep. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.